Hey everyone, and welcome to Razor's Edge, and another weekend review. Today's blue. What is today? June 1st. So it's actually the first day of the month on a Sunday. So first, 291 views on the last weekend review for 37 minutes of me babbling. Thanks. I really appreciate that. It means that there's some y'all take some interest in the content, so appreciate that. Just wanted to throw that out there. So at the end of the video I'll put chapter breaks in, but I'm actually going to go through some of the analytics because I did some new stuff. I did a couple live streams yesterday, and cover and I did some how-tos, so just kind of going to show some of the analytics of those. And I wasn't expecting much in a live stream because I haven't done one for several years, so at least on YouTube. So let's go ahead and start off. The first game was Survive the Fall, and we'll jump into that and the highs and lows and go through each title. So in Survive the Fall, I kind of split the recording. I did 50% of it in the base camp, setting up the base, just unlocking new. I don't know why I spent so much time in the tech tree, but it was really covering on the progress of building out the base. But then I also took you more in this time into the actual adventure itself, or what they call expeditions that start at the beginning of each day. Um, and got quite a bit of progress done, explained a lot, and actually took the time, thanks to the help of a friend of mine, put together a guide for Survive the Fall, just like a how-to starting guide, under the guide section on Steam. So if you're interested in more, if you haven't seen it yet, you can go back and you can see more content, as I progress through the game in that series. Really enjoying the game. It's quite fun, actually. And they did come out with a really big update, which improved a lot of the bugs that people had reported. So definitely check it out, if you're interested in this genre. Still highly recommend the game title. So let's check out the next video, shall we? So the next video I did, was something I had recorded a while ago, and I started doing a new section, just for content creators. And this one, if you go to about 8 minutes into the video, I actually talk about mic settings. I mean, you could use this technique on any mic, um, and basically how to set up the different filters, how all this is interpreted, and just how to make your sound better. And I go literally step by step. And at the end, I talk about how to set priority to OBS, because I know a lot of people have asked about, gain performance and just issues with OBS itself. And you can actually set it up as a video source and add priority. So highly recommend that if you're just starting out in content creation. Hopefully that'll help you. I know there's a lot of videos out there that say use this setting, set this to minus 30 dB, but it doesn't matter what that streamer or that particular content creator set his to. It's not going to help you on your specific machine. But definitely check out the video. It literally walks through every step. It explains how these filters are applied and when, in order. It's what I've learned over the course of my content creation, and I just wanted to share my version, not because there's like a plethora of other people out there. But let's move on. So in the next video we did, I did another episode for the Precinct. This time it was after a arrest warrant on one of the gang members of Vega, and A lot of combat footage. Matter of fact, I lead off with that. Um, and end up with this. I'm looking for grenades. But it didn't end well. Matter of fact, but I did finally get him. I'll add that note. I did take him down. But that was pretty much how that. So I do a couple patrols. There's a lot of missions in here. A lot more progression in the game where I'm at. An actual bug that I found, which I reported to the devs, um but it's definitely another fun episode. Hopefully you enjoy it, or enjoyed it if you watched it. um but definitely continue to cover that game because I really do like it, and I paid for it, so I got to get my money's worth, right? So the next video I did was regarding analytics, just for content creators, is understanding analytics, how to use those analytics to evaluate your channel and how well you're doing, to better understand traffic sources, what all these terms mean as far as reach and engagement, audience, how to do a compare and contrast between two different videos, um, just to kind of help better understand, if you're wondering where you're losing your audience or where you're gaining followers, or it's a useful tool. It's something I'm going to continue to do. In fact, I'm going to do this at the end of the last portion of this video, is just kind of to review some of the analytics from this week. Hopefully you'll find helpful. But enough said about that one. Let's move to the next one. I totally screwed this up. I missed two videos in here. So the next title is Easy Red. I actually enrolled in the options in Steam into a beta. You can get into the beta where they're actually working on this game. I don't think they've improved the AI. I still saw lots of error issues with just infantry units. People just basically all over the place. And hopefully they improve that. I do enjoy this game for the single player aspect, but for multiplayer, Hell Let Loose is still going to be my all time go to for. There's no AI in that. There doesn't need to be, because it's full on 50 against 50, with almost every combat scenario under the sun. But if you haven't had a chance to see that and you're into World War II sim, definitely take a look at that. And then you too can die repeatedly. Let's move to the next one. So the next recording we did was another deliver at all cost. I'm actually delivering a statue. And it's kind of it's an interesting video because, or this mission, because the birds are actually pooping on the statue as you're trying to get it back, the new statue. And I think I covered a few here. Let me look. So I went through the mission itself for the statue. You can see the birds just pooping on my truck, and then yeah, that happened. So it took a while to get through that mission. I think it actually goes through one more, really get more into detail on the plot and this Donovan character. He's a real jerk. I don't know what his issue is. Something's going on in this game. I have no idea what. And we get into a huge argument, and he sends me on this like impossible mission. And that's kind of, I've gotten past it. I don't want to give away too much of the storyline, but I did do that mission, and I've gotten further in the story. The next mission that you get is these freaking supply crates that are dropping that have leaflets. It's not impossible, but it definitely was a challenge to catch these damn things and drop them off over in that pile. So definitely, if you're playing that or you're interested in that game, check that video out. Again, it's a deliver at all cost. Okay, so the next video I'm not really going to cover. It was basically just an announcement of a live stream and allowing people to pick. I didn't get any engagement in that at all, which is fine. It doesn't matter. Then the next game that I covered was Rap House Simulator, and in this title, I went back to one of my original trailers. I love that one. But that was done like 6 years ago. But anyway, I cover the settings of the game. I don't know if I was too much comparing this to another title. But it definitely was not, I don't know what the word is. It wasn't fair to the developers. And so, because it uses a lot of the same assets and developers do that. And I didn't give it a fair review. And in fact, the review that I posted on, because it's not early access. So I went ahead and posted a review on Steam forums and, they replied back. So I did another video and I actually ended up changing my review, not because they engaged with me, because that doesn't matter. It does matter, but I don't even know where I'm going with that. But I did take a pretty a more in-depth look at what the game has to offer, which takes us into the next video, which is the follow-up I did, because basically everything in that first video is all just negative. So in the next video I did for same title, Rap House Simulator, I start off with an apology to the devs, and then I'm at level 3 now, and so I got new recipes, the kebabs. I actually couldn't figure out how to serve them, and I wasted a ton of resources. And I also found out about the warmer. And did a little contest. You can actually name these things and like the ingredients. And I put a hidden key in there, which someone did claim, someone caught it. So I gave away a key for the game itself. But it does offer a lot. I've got up to level 4. I've talked to the devs. It still needs, the AI needs to be able to do more to, if they want to capture the single player aspect. Otherwise it's just as hard, like with fast food restaurant or the simulator, because I cannot, after level 5, I personally can't do anything more without help of other players. So that was really what attracted me to the game. And they are working on better use of single player mechanics and having the AI do more. So I'm really interested to see what the developers do for this title. And I have some pretty high hopes for it. So I'm definitely going to keep it installed, see what they have coming. And let's move on to the next video, shall we? I think this is the last one, actually. Hold on. Yeah, so that was the last video I did, just to show you. And no, there wasn't a lot of participation, but you know, you can't expect to come back. I mean, I know I did like one a month ago. It was fairly short. But previous to that, 2 years ago, for like, I mean, you can see the titles here. I've not done a lot of streaming on YouTube for quite some time. So, I mean, we're going back 2 years, and then that was one surgery, and then 7 years prior to that. So yeah, not a lot of streaming in here. If you don't have a set schedule, or your audience or community doesn't, know, hey, you stream at 12, every Saturday or whatever, you're gonna, this is what you're gonna expect. It's gonna be, an after the fact. And most people, when they watch a stream, they want to be engaged in the conversation, chatting with other users and doing their, doing live stream things. So to go back and watch a 2 hour or whatever 7 hour recording, probably not going to be the best way to, you know, make use of your video. I'm interested in Firefighter Simulator though. That was a good game. I played that for quite some time. Um, God, I look like a little kid. How much I've aged. Um, but yeah. Um, anyway, that was it for the week. This is gonna go now into the second portion I want to talk about, which is analytics. So, if you're interested, you can hang around. If not, thank you for watching. But this is just focusing just for content creators. Um, Kind of an overview for me. I've already kind of looked at these metrics, looking at what the top content was for this week. I did notice that, compared to, first coming back, if we do like a 28 comparison for, I mean, dude, I'm blown away by these numbers, but I'm not blown away for the watch time. So there are things that are, I'm taking away, or using as takeaways, to get more of the watch time. I want those to go up, not just subscribers, which I'm definitely thankful for. But we'll just, I don't know how much I can thank the community for that. But these are kind of interesting, other than just looking at your content. And you can see these numbers are way down. I'm not holding an audience. So I'm still, trying to figure out, exactly where the key moments are in the videos, where, I'm picking, why people are dropping off. Like right now, if I go back and watch the analytics for this recording, most people will probably have dropped because they're either not content creators and could care less. And I would expect that. So, I did, go into a lot of, as far as this video I was looking at in particular, just compared to other videos to get a baseline, the audience retention. I was looking at subscribers versus non-subscribers, and I was really shocked that, a majority of the people still coming are new people. They're not subscribers, which, is not uncommon. And you definitely want that for growth. But and again, I don't really pay much attention to paid because I'm not here for money. Um, but yeah, it's a lot of work I still need to do, as far as the delivery. And I'll continue to work on that just for myself, I've, if I'm showing someone's game, a developer, and, I'm really trying to reach an audience, I need more than 2 minutes. If I can get him to 50% of the video, I'm doing something right. Currently, right now, I'm not doing the game justice. So, um, that's it for the week. We'll end on that note. I'm gonna do some more live streams coming up. I definitely have a lot more planned. Um, the live streams will be short. They'll be probably no more than 2 hours because it's still hard to sit, and for any length of time. So, 2 hours is about my limit. With the way, even still with the shape my back is in, it just sucks, but it is what it is. I'm not going to cry a river here. So anyway, thanks everyone for watching, and I look forward to having you again for the next weekend review. there's anything that you would want to see more of or any changes, drop me a comment. Let me know, you know, just feedback. Overall feedback is all any content creator can ask for. Because it does take time to put these together and edit them, put chapter breaks, and I want to make them useful. So anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week on the weekend review. Take care.